I want to welcome you to the Bearcat Beat, where each week we talk about Sherman Bearcats athletics. The Bearcat Beat is brought to you by the Sherman Athletic Booster Club. I'm your host, Chris Doelle. Sherman Bearcat Athletics represent the heart and soul of our community, where champions are made both on the field and in the classroom. Our student athletes embody the Bearcat spirit through dedication, perseverance, and excellence, creating memories and building character that will last a lifetime. Remember, it's better to be a Bearcat. All right, so everybody join me in welcoming Coach Josh Aleman. How you doing, Coach?
I'm doing well, thank you. Appreciate you guys having me again.
You bet, you bet. So, I wanted so badly to talk about this last week, but now it's time. We get to talk about the Battle of the Axe. First, talk to me about the community's overall feel about this contest.
Well, I think for this community, it's bragging rights for a year. Both of them, actually. This it's just a game. As a player, when I was in it, you're going to be nervous. You're going to have emotions going into it. But what you try to talk to our kids about, and even when I played ball here, once the whistle blows and that first snap happens, it's football. So you have to take all the emotions, all the nervousness out. I have 5 generations of my family that's played in this game, so that's it's pretty cool for me. But it's also football at the end of the day. Once that whistle blows, we got to go to work.
Yeah, definitely. And when you look at a game like this, normally I kind of throw out the results from week one, statewide, just because people are still trying to figure out who's playing where. But when you've got a rivalry as week one, it becomes a little bit more than, hey, I'm going to test who's my best kid. Because like you said, it's been played since 1901. It's serious.
Yeah, I mean, it's week one. That's what everyone has to understand.
Yeah.
There was a time back when a lot of us played where it was week 10, and a lot of times the district championship was on the line. So we handled it well last year in the ball game, and then we turned around and did not handle it well the week after. We have to do a good job this year of handling whatever happens week one here, preparing ourselves to win a ball game in week one, and then get better each week. That's something that's huge for us. We want to win this game absolutely because it's on our schedule. But we got to be able to do whatever happens. We got to be able to handle whether it's adversity or handle success and be able to move on to week 2 and do it again against a 6A program, which I talked to you a little bit about last time. So the proverbial hangover can happen when it comes to, after this week.
Yeah, definitely. So, as a coach, different from when you did it as a player, because when you played as a player, it was like, this was it. We have to win. But as a coach, you have to learn some more about your backups. You've got to keep people healthy for the next season, because it's next year, week. It's a long season. So how much, I guess, what's the importance of, look, the community has an emphasis, you need you to win this game versus I need you to put a good field on the team all year?
Well, it goes back to the development piece for us. We've been working for this through spring, through summer workouts, through fall camp, and we got to put our best foot forward in week one. We have a good idea about who's who and who can do what and how they're going to help our ball team. We have to do a good job of putting that on the field. But yes, I 100% agree with you. At the end of the day, there may be some things that we have to move around week 1 and 2, but we have to be ready for week 3. That's the big goal for us with the district we're in. So yes, we want to win. We want to win every game we play, 100%. But you also have to make adjustments when you have to make adjustments. And week 1 and 2 for us are the 2 weeks that we get to do that. And then week 3, we have to be hitting on all cylinders.
Nice. So talk to me about Denison. Last year you get the win, you break the streak there. What do you know about the team this year? What, as far as what they have coming back, because they didn't have a great season last year. So what do you know about the team?
I plan on them being a physical football team. They have a defensive end who's going to UTSA, and like he's a good football player. They are really skilled on the back end. They can move around. They're pretty big up front. Offensively for them, they like to get rid of the ball quick, get it to their athletes' hands. They want to be kind of getting the ball in space with those guys. So we have to be really good tacklers in space. We have to make sure our assignments are what are being executed the way they're supposed to, and then make plays at the end of the day. So with this game, everyone always says, you can throw all the records out. Here lately, all the records are 0-0. So,
Right.
but this game brings a lot of emotion with it. And, I tell our players, we have to be able to play the game and not let our emotions make us emotional. So that's something that we've been practicing. I require our best in everything that we do. And that comes to this game as well. I think the most disciplined physical team is going to win the game on Friday night.
Nice. And talk about their team. How do they line up offensively? What's their defense set? What do they?
So offensively, there are a lot of 11 personnel. Depends on how you look at it. If you want to call the sniffer 11 a tight end or not.
Mhm.
But if you don't call them that, they're a 10 personnel spread team. They like to RPO you. So they're the run pass option. They're going to read somebody post snap and they're going to rip the ball depending on how we react to it. Defensively, they're a 4-2 cover 3 team. They like to play a little robber look with it, and then they'll jump into a stack, and then they'll jump into a 6-2. So me transitioning to the offensive line this year they're going to put me to the test week 1 about having multiple fronts to block.
Yeah, definitely. And let's talk about the lines because at this level, actually at any level, the line is kind of unheralded, but it's the most important thing. Let's talk about how you think you guys match up in offensive and defensive line.
Well, I think that's how you're going to win or lose a game.
Yeah.
And we preach to our guys to be physical. They preach to their guys to be physical. So it's going to be about the point of attack, and how we handle that on both sides of the ball will be a huge factor in the end result on Friday night. I feel good about our matchups. They probably feel good about their matchups. So that's great on both sides. But like I said before, all the emotions and everything are going to come into this thing. But we're going to play football at 7 p.m. on Friday. And the most prepared, physical, disciplined team is going to win.
Nice. And you talk about preparation. I know it's very early in the season, so hopefully there's none of these, but what do you have in terms of health as far as the kids and injuries already?
I tell you what, the most impressive thing for me coming out of Thursday scrimmage in Wichita Falls is we had 4 teams scrimmage and we had 0 injuries. I
Nice.
don't know if that's ever happened in my career where we made it through a freshman A, freshman B, JV, and a varsity scrimmage with nobody hurt. So we're fired up to be fully healthy, and it may be one of the first times in my career that I can say we're rolling into a game. Everybody's healthy and going to be ready to play.
Nice. And are you one of these coaches that has a theme for the week and something you focus on for the week? Because a lot of coaches will do, we're focusing on pride or we're focusing on follow through or whatever. Do you do anything like that?
Yeah, not necessarily. We talk character development with our kids every day.
Yeah.
So it changes from day to day for us. When you're talking about like what we talk about every week, it's your best. It's 100% it. Like it's a 4-letter word that if you can't look yourself in the mirror and say that you gave your best or did your best, then you didn't meet the standard of Sherman Bearcat football team. And so that's something that I take pride in, and it's not hard. I'm not a very smart guy by any stretch. So I found a word that, I'm a huge Clemson fan and Dabo Swinney fan. And best of this, they have a best of the standard, and that's kind of how we require it here too. And we put our own spin on it here in Sherman, but it's something that every week that we break it out in the huddle to best. Like that's just what's required, and there's no other way to put it.
Sweet, sweet. And what about the community? You spoke previously about bringing Sherman back, and building the program back again. How are things in the community in terms of that focus?
This community is just that they support us tremendously. It's hats off to them. We have people that that deliver us peanut butter and jelly. There's a list that goes on and on and on. From the Foleys, from our booster club, from everybody, Dickie Green, like that. We get protein shakes, we get watermelon slushies. They take care of our kids, they take care of us coaches as well. And I think that without our community partners and the support that we have, there's no way we could be where we're at. Just simple budget wise, you know what I mean? But those guys do a tremendous job of making sure our kids need what they get everything that they need or could want. So just 100% this community's behind us, and also they got a lot of expectations that come with that. You know what I mean? And it starts with week 1 and winning that game.
Yeah, it sounds like I'm in the wrong office. Nobody ever brings me stuff like that.
Yeah.
Cool. So, gosh, Coach, I want to thank you. Wish you best of luck on this week's game. Hopefully, when we're talking down the road, this is a W and the first of many.
Absolutely, I appreciate it. Hey, next time I want to be invited to where I can sit next to you on that little the one you did last week where me and you are across the table. That'd be be cool.
Right? Yeah, like I said, we're always there at coaching school.
Absolutely, I appreciate you guys. Thank you.
This is just one of the many amazing things that the Booster Club accomplishes throughout the year for all sports. If you're interested in joining the Sherman Athletic Booster Club, or if you want to purchase some merchandise to show your Sherman Bearcat love, you can visit the website at shermanisd.net under the Athletics tab.
Hey Coach, Lone Star Gridiron has been the leader in Coaches Show podcasts for 20 years, and now you can get your own Coaches Show podcast each week during the season as a fundraiser for your booster club. Yes, booster clubs all over are using these podcasts to help their sports programs. You get to share the stories of your program and your kids to a huge audience and make money. We started with just football, but this year have expanded to make them available for all sports. Call 713-269-4620 to find out the details and get your Coaches Show started.